What's up, ladies and gents? This is your friendly neighborhood Firebad, and as per request, I'm going to show you guys how to properly download and install Tomoyo After with the English patch. Alright, so let's get started. First thing you want to do is download the game, or purchase the game if you don't like to torrent or anything like that because you feel it's wrong. And it may be, but I don't exactly have a whole lot of yen to spend. Okay, this is where I personally downloaded it, so this is the only one that I can recommend, and I haven't actually checked the health of the torrent, but it whenever I downloaded it, it was pretty good. It says right now it's got 33 seeders and 2 leechers, so it's not going to take you a super long time to download it, which is fantastic. But whenever I downloaded, there were 200 something seeders, so anywho. But if your ISP blocks torrents, so I believe Time Warner is one that does that, then this guy right here suggested this website, and this one right here, I can't personally recommend it, but what you're going to have to be doing is it's going to be a DDL download, direct download, and it is going to download in parts, and that's why I don't like it, because I don't like downloading in parts, and because my ISP doesn't block torrents, and it doesn't take as long to do. So I recommend using the Pirate Bay download. All of these links will be in the description, so you don't have to worry about pausing and typing all that up. So I will be sure to provide that information for you. Then, after you get the actual game itself, either through purchase or through ulterior means, then you will go to download the patch. The patch is done by, yes, change color scheme to 107 basic. The patch is done by Doki fan subs, who do pretty good work. They patch anime as well, or not patch anime, but sub anime, and they typically get most things right. So they created this patch, and I won't go into the history of who made the patch and all that, but originally the thing was dropped, and then Doki took over, and they ended up finishing it, and I praise them for it. Now, before we get to anything else, what you want to do is change your system locale to Japan. If you have Windows 7, this is very easy. You're going to go and click your start button, go to the control panel, go to change or clock. What? No, come on. No, you don't. Yes, you do. We want to go to change location, administrative, change system locale, and set it to Japan. All this will do is, once you get done with all of that, it'll set this little box right here, which will allow you to switch between English and Japan, and certain things will have a little Japanese yen symbol around it, because that's just the Unicode. Now, whenever you download the two things, you should get these two files: the Tomoyo ISO file, which you will be using, and the Tomoyo After English patch by Doki. Now, it is an ISO file, so you will have to mount it. ISO files are disk files. So what you're going to want to do is download a program like Daemon Tools, alcohol 62%, whatever it is, which creates virtual disk drives, which is what an ISO file is, more or less. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take that, we're going to create a new virtual disk drive. So you're going to click on the add DT, which is a disk tray, I believe, and then we are going to bring over, we're going to add image and documents. I already have it over here. Tomoyo ISO open. Alright, that's right there now. And now we have the option to mount, as you can see, because we created this disk tray virtual drive. If you didn't create this, then you cannot mount the file, so you will have to create one of these drives. Now, for me, I use Norton Security, and what that does is The patch right here, Tomoyo after English, the way it's coded, Norton detects it as a false positive. So you're going to want to turn off your antivirus if this is what you have. I can also say that it detects it with McAfee, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn all of this off. Yes, okay. Yes, I know I have. Off, yes. I'm not going to leave it off forever. I'm going to turn it back on as soon as I get done with all this jazz. Email protection, I don't even use it. Identity safe, browser protection. Alright, that is neat. Safe surfing, fantastic. Alright, so now that our computer is thoroughly not protected, we are going to get over here and we are going to mount. Now, what the mounting does is whenever you created that virtual disk, what the mounting process does, it's basically like what you do whenever you put the disk inside of the thing, and it's basically just inserting your virtual disk into your virtual drive. Now, whenever you bring up that, it's going to bring up the control panel thing right here, and it's going to ask you to run setup.exe. Yes, you want it to do it, and you want to click the button on the left. Then you want to say yes, and this is going to take a while as it is downloading or installing all of this jazz, but it is just zipping through. So I will meet you guys on the dark side whenever this is finished, and see you then. Alright, so our download is done. Okay, DirectX setup. Okay. Oh yeah, you'll need at least DirectX 5 to play. If you have an up-to-date computer, you're probably running on like DirectX 9 or DirectX 10. Super Ham, you're on DirectX 11, and Crysis 3 ready probably. But for all intents and purposes, all you need is DirectX 5. Okay, and then you'll just want to click the button in the middle, and that'll close all of that. So, we no longer need this. What we do need is to install the patch. So we're going to double-click that. And we are going to allow it to make changes. And we are going to patch that file. Make sure that it's on that key file so the patch works properly. And it patches very quickly. This is the easiest part of the entire process, but you have to make sure that you have antivirus turned off if you do use antivirus, because it will detect it as a false positive. And if you have Norton, it'll detect it as malicious software, and it will delete it from your computer, having you to re-download it. Trust me, this happened several times with me, and I'm just trying to save you guys the trouble. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and turn everything back on. Yes, turn on that anti-spyware. Yes, I would like a firewall. Yeah, email protection. Alright, awesome. My computer is now secure. Thank you, Norton. Okay, so we're going to close out of that. We don't need this open anymore. And now, what we should have, then this is how you're going to have to open it every time. I try to do it different. Don't click on this, because all this does is runs the setup process again, and you've already got it installed. Now you want to go to your OS drive. For me is C. Go to the key file, this thing right here. And if you didn't switch it to the Japan Unicode, then this would just be just a big jumble of just crap. It wouldn't make any sense. And it wouldn't work. Now, what you're going to do to start the game is double click on the real live application, or, you know, just, and then open. But what I'm going to do is move my save data in here, so I, you know, start off where I was last time. And it comes with a little icon, just in case you want to put that on anything. I don't know if you really want to, but, you know, it's alright. Alright, so we're going to click on the real live, just to make sure we did everything right. Looks good so far. That's in English. This is promising. Made by Key, very beautiful. Sweet music, baby. Alright, and all of our options are in English, but let's go ahead and test to see if we have this in English. I'll just load this part, which is from the last thing I played. Yes, it is okay to load. As you see, your text is in English, but the audio will not be, because who's going to go through and, you know, fan dub the entire thing? Probably someone, but Doki doesn't have the time to do that. But I enjoy the original Japanese audio anyway, so it's all good to me. Alright, friends. I have showed you how to properly download, or purchase, and install the English patch for Tomoyo After, as well as get the game started. If you could support this video with a like rating, a favorite, or, you know, just a comment or a share, that'd be wonderful. And I just want to thank you guys for making this one of my top viewed series that I've ever gotten on my channel, and for most of you subscribing. And I just want to thank you all. And this is kind of awkward because you're just staring at my desktop, but that's it. Later, guys.